The Angels returned home last night and got aggressive early. Mark Trumbo led the way with a mammoth shot to left, helping the Halos to an early 7-0 lead. Garrett Richards would make it hold up with his first win since returning to the rotation. Featuring wicked movement, Richards allowed just 2 runs before giving way to the bullpen. New Angels, J.C. Gutierrez and Daniel Stang proved too much for the Blue Jays as the season-long losing streak was snapped. Tonight, Mike Trout and the Angels look to make it 2 straight over the Blue Jays. First pitch from the Big A is coming up next. Angels Baseball is brought to you by your Southern California Hyundai dealers. Come in and test drive the sleek, stylish Hyundai Sonata today. By Corona, who invites you to find your beach. And by your SoCal Ram dealers. Visit ramtrucks.com today. We welcome you back out to the Big A. It is Big Bang Friday here on this Friday. Of course, that's what Big Bang Friday falls on. It's game 2 of this 4 games that I should say between the Blue Jays and the Angels. We welcome you to our broadcast booth as we get you ready for this game number 2. And of course, last night the Angels snapped their 6-game losing streak, and they did so behind Garrett Richards, who had help on the offensive side in the first inning, 4 runs. And, of course, Mark Trumbo's big 2-run home run certainly helped.
Yeah, Victor, anytime you're a young pitcher, you would love to get that early offense, and he's certainly able to do that last night. Mark Trumbo got a slider that was over the plate and drove it out to left field, crushed that ball, 24th home run of the season. He waited for a pitch that he could drive, and he got as part of a 4-run first inning. And from that point forward, they were able to add on, score some runs throughout the game, and enable Garrett to really challenge with his fastball. He talked about it in the pregame show about his good curveball, but I thought his fastball command was excellent because of the fact he got that early run support and allow him to breathe out there and challenge these very good hitters for Toronto.
Now, just a couple of days ago with a non-waiver trade deadline on Wednesday, there were a couple of names that were out there. Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, at least those were the rumors, and that's what you have to deal with that time of year. The The Angels didn't trade either one, obviously, and they certainly contributed as well last night.
Yeah, they were great defensively. They turned a number of double plays, 4-6 threes and 6-4 threes. They were able to turn double plays. They were able to hit the baseball. Eric Ibar has been fantastic as far as hitting with runners in scoring position. Howie Kendrick is having a solid season, hitting at 300 at this point. Both these guys are coming together at the same time as far as doing the little things. Been around a while. The veterans, I should say, in the infield here for the Angels. Those two have been great.
Now the Angels have taken the field, this being their 108th game of the year. They picked up a half game yesterday with Oakland being off, and this is the lineup that manager John Gibbons will throw out against Tommy Hanson. Jose Reyes leading things off. He's the shortstop. Meister Sturris at second. Jose Bautista in right. Edwin Encarnacion, the cleanup hitter. He's at first base. Adam Lind, the DH. Colby Rasmussen, center. Brent Laurie over at third base. He was in the 9-hole last night, batting 7th tonight. Josh Tolley's doing the catching, and Emilio Bonifacio batting 9th and playing left field. Taking on Tommy Hanson, who the last start out against the Oakland Athletics looked very good for a couple of innings, then struggled. Looked good again, and all of a sudden it kind of came apart for him.
Yeah, he had pretty good fastball velocity, but the command of his fastball went away from him. I thought he threw too many fastballs the last game out. He's had a pretty good curveball and slider, both he can throw on the outside part of the plate against lefties. And when you look at this Toronto club, the key for Tommy Hanson is going to be keeping Jose Reyes off the bases. Very difficult to slow down if he get on first base. And Tommy Hanson has a difficult time with stolen bases. So keep him off the bases. Should be effective. But use that breaking ball on the outside part of the play a little bit more so tonight.
Yeah, they were able to keep Jose Reyes off the bases last night, 0 for 4 in that 7-2. Well, here's the Angels defensively. J.B. Shuck at left, Josh Hamilton at center field, Cole Calhoun in right. The infield consists of Chris Nelson, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, and Mark Trumbo, and Chris Iannetta back behind the plate.
And something a little bit different, Josh Hamilton getting the start in center field. This is his second start. He's a member of the Angels in that position. Before, in the past, a lot of center field play for him down in Texas and even Cincinnati. Very good arm. 3 outfield assists given. Might try a little bit of a day off, pseudo day off. Let him DH tonight, rest his feet. Back out in the outfield tomorrow night.
Yeah, the Angels in that midst of 20 consecutive games after the All-Star break. Next off day is on Thursday. It's a travel day to Cleveland. Getting a chance to get off his feet, if you will, serving as the DH tonight. That is Jose Reyes, the shortstop, ready to lead things off. Mentioned he had an 0 for 4 game yesterday. .310 batting average on the year, 6 home runs and 19 RBIs. Is the first one tonight is a called strike. Toronto 15 back in the East, in last place in that division with a 50-58 record. It's down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Out on the road, they are 22-30 with the loss last night. There's John Gibbons back at the helm with the Toronto Blue Jays. Second stint for him as the manager. 1-1. Reyes lifts one out to left. J.B. Shuck was playing shallow. Puts it away for the first out.
A good start for Tommy, keeping Reyes off the bases. Both these pitchers tonight are susceptible to the stolen base. Hanson, fastball, couple already at 91. It's a lazy fly ball to left field.
Todd Redmond, the starter for the Toronto Blue Jays. Looking on, Meister Sturris settles into the batter's box, batting in the 2 spot tonight. No Melky Cabrera came out of the game last night in the 4th inning as Rajay Davis took over for him in left field. We found out today that Melky has a tear in his meniscus. He's been battling knee and hamstring issues all year. This one's popped up the first base line. Trumbo, like a runaway train, comes down the line to make the grab. 2 outs.
Good all-speed pitch from Hanson. Got Asturias out in front. He'll be able to come in and make the play on that pop-up in the infield. So a couple lazy fly ball outs early on here for Tommy Hanson.
So 2 outs and nobody on for Jose Bautista. Said that a couple of times last night. That was a good thing.
Yeah, we like to hear that each time when you mention that.
Bautista went 0 for 4 as the right fielder last night. Back in that right field spot. He looks at a strike. .251 batting average, 25 home runs and 66 runs batted in. And talking about Ibar and Kendrick's name being out there. Bautista's name made it out there. With Encarnacion as this one's fouled back, but Toronto not trading either one of their sluggers. It's a down year for them. They know it. They realize it. They feel like they still have a pretty good nucleus.
Yeah, I think you have to keep the players that you develop. And, of course, some of the deals they made during the offseason, when you have that type of excitement, there was a lot of excitement around baseball thinking this team had a legit chance. And it fell apart for him.
Ground ball to short. Eric Ibar's got it. Tommy Hanson has himself a 1-2-3 inning. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Calhoun, Trout, and Hamilton for the Angels with no score. As we start the bottom of the first inning with no score, take a look at manager Mike Scioscia's starting nine. The Angels at 49 and 58, 13.5 back in the West. Cole Calhoun leading things off at right. Mike Trout, the DH tonight. Hamilton at center, Kendrick at second, Trumbo at first, Ibar at short, Chris Nelson at third, Shuck at left, and Chris Sinetta batting ninth and doing the catching. Taking on the 28-year-old right-hander, native of St. Petersburg, Florida, by the name of Todd Redmond. As the first one misses outside.
And Redmond not overpowering with his fastball, but very deceiving fastball. 87 to 92 range. Good slider, occasional changeup.
2 balls and no strikes. Calhoun had a pretty good game last night. 2 for 4. A couple of singles, a stolen base, 2 runs scored, and he also drew a walk. 4 for 13 with the Angels this year. Shows bunt, looks at a strike. 2-1.
Some odd numbers for Redmond. Opponents only hit 194 against him, but he has given up 6 home runs in 28 1/3, and also has allowed 6 stolen bases.
Calhoun swings through that one. Evens up the count at 2-2. Redmond, originally a 39th round pick by the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2004. Calhoun fouls it off. His only previous big league experience was last year with Cincinnati. Pitched 1 game. He had 1 start. Gave up 4 runs in 4 innings. And that is it. He was claimed off waivers from the Baltimore Orioles as a guy that we need some depth down in the minor league. Could be a bullpen guy, kind of a swing guy in the rotation. Here he is. So just got a piece of that one.
We're asking Jack Morris, who does radio, and Pat Talbot does a TV for the Jays, about Redmond today, and he said he basically has an invisible fastball. It's not overpowering, but the arm angle he throws it at, very difficult for hitters to pick up the rotation of that pitch.
2-2. Fouled back. It kind of reminds me of, without the sinker, little Justin Masterson of the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah,
that quick separation with the hands.
Yeah, not a guy that's going to use the lower part of his body all that much. It's basically he's a thrower, but it creates deception with that. He had 10 strikeouts in his last start versus Houston. 30 overall in 28 1/3 innings pitched.
Seven pitches already thrown by Redmond here in this first at bat of the game. make it 8. Calhoun being very generous with all the souvenirs here in the first. Little does he know here in the big leagues, you get a bill after the game. You've got to keep the ball fair.
We should tell him that tomorrow.
A full count.
Even drop down a little bit further down in his arm angle. What he's trying to do is that fastball as a hitter, it looks inviting around belt high, but then he is able to make that rise through the strike zone.
3-2. That's a called strike 3. Caught the inside corner. 1 out.
That's why it's so difficult as a hitter to be able to read this. It's nice and smooth through his delivery, then this slings it up there from a 3/4 action with his fastball, and it looks like it's going right down the middle of the plate, but it has that little rise and giddy up as it crosses the plate. Difficult to hit, especially when it's above the belt at 90-91.
Trout looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Mike hitless last night, had a couple of walks. He's gone back-to-back games without a hit. 4th time this year that has occurred. Slider missing away. He's had one game in which he's gone, or pardon me, one stretch in which he's gone 3 games without a hit. That was back in April. Ahead of the count at 2 balls and a strike. Two-one pitch. Off the plate, 3-1. Down to the minor leagues. Redmond, 3-1 record of 5.06 ERA. 29 strikeouts, 5 walks, 26 and 2/3 innings. This one's fouled off to the right, full count.
And always the advantage to the pitcher at least one time through the lineup for the Angels against him. Don't have a lot on him as far as seeing his pitches. He's never faced the Angels before. Huge advantage for a pitcher at this spot.
He's thrown a no-hitter in the minor leagues. His ground ball sharply hit the second as Steris has it. 2 out.
Here's tonight's Coors Light cold hard fact. Josh Hamilton takes the plate. Josh Hamilton leads the majors with 22 RBI since July 4th. He's played in 20 games, leading the majors in that category. Getting the job done with 22 RBI for Josh Hamilton. That cold hard fact is brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Hamilton looks at a strike. No one in the big leagues has faced Redmond. Josh hitting .224, 16 home runs, 51 runs batted in. 0 for 4 with a sac fly last night. That one missing down and away. That no-hitter that Redmond threw in the minor leagues was May 28, 2010 as a member of the Gwinnett Braves against Louisville. 2 balls and a strike.
And how many people would have guessed that Josh Hamilton would be leading the majors in RBI since July 4th? He's doing a good job as far as anytime there's anybody in scoring position getting the job done.
This one's popped up third base side. Brett Laurie going over toward the railing. Might have a play, and he does. The Angels go down in order here in the first. We will head to the second with no score. first innings. Redmond including a strikeout of his. He threw 20 pitches. Hansen threw 8. And he'll face Encarnacion, Lynn, and Rasmus here in the second inning. 2 fly ball outs and a ground down for Tommy in the first.
Yeah, Victor, you notice that cup throw from Redmond pitchers? Like to play that game is when they have that Gatorade in between innings.
This one's fouled back just above us.
There's always that technique on how you throw your Gatorade cup. Superstitious pitchers, you know how they are.
That's what I hear. Encarnacion hitting .277. It's one out toward right center field. Josh Hamilton calls off Cole Calhoun, and there's out number 1. That pitch got in on the hands enough to jam Encarnacion. 1 out.
And real important for Josh to have that communication with Cole Calhoun and eventually J.B. Shuck in left field. We saw that communication issue in Oakland. Now Josh playing center field. He is the quarterback of the outfield defense here tonight. He has to take control.
Especially with 2 rookies out there.
And Hamilton, we've seen in the past, he can cover a lot of ground when he plays center field.
Adam Lynn, the DH, takes a strike. .291 batting average for Lynn. Went 1 for 3 last night. Had a walk and a run scored. The only inning in which Toronto scored was the 5th. Started off with that walk to Lynn. He skies one out to right. Calhoun is in. 2 away. Hey folks, on Saturday the Angels host the Blue Jays at 6:05. That is tomorrow. That is game 3 of this 4-game set. Kids 3 to 14 will receive the Mike Trout jersey courtesy of the San Diego Zoo Safari Park while supplies last. Purchase tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office or by logging on at angels.com. Ages 3 to 14. That should be what, about a child small, right?
Perfect.
Can't wait to see you wearing that in the open tomorrow. Rasmus trying to bunt, bunts it foul. It's an 0-1 count.
And Mike knew we were going to talk about that a lot today. That's why he decided to go DH for the first time this season.
Yeah.
We can have that conversation, talk about that jersey and how good it's going to look on both of us tomorrow night.
You think so?
Yeah.
Should we wear for the open? Maybe that should be a Twitter poll question. All of a sudden, this we roll into August, and I've got ideas for Twitter poll questions.
Yes, that's good.
Just keep feeding them to you. Rasmus, boy, it's a big rip there. Nasty pitch down and in. It's 0-2.
Well, early on, you're seeing more breaking pitches from Tommy Hansen compared to the last game out. He had good velocity on his fastball, but threw too many of them. 12 straight strikes.
Rasmus had a couple of hits last night, hitting .279 now. Lays off this one. 1-2.
Good location, good miss. 15 pitches thrown by Hansen, 13 strikes.
2-2. The 2 hits that Rasmus picked up last night, a single and a double, both early in the count. As a matter of fact, I believe they were both were first pitches from Garrett. Single to center and then the double down the right field line. This one line to left center. Base hit. Chuck over to try to cut it off. Good angle for him. Gets it back in, and Rasmus holds it first with a 2-out single.
Rasmus did a nice job of going with that fastball. Hit it to left center field. J.B. Shuck did a nice job of cutting it off, keeping it first base.
First base runner of the game comes with 2 outs at Brett Laurie. Third baseman comes up. Number 1 pick of the Milwaukee Brewers. Rasmus takes off, and this one lifted foul and out of play. Rasmus had a huge jump from first.
And that's something we will see in this game from both teams. Both pitchers have combined to allow 21 stolen bases in 22 attempts.
0-1 count.
And something Tommy can do is just hold the baseball and every once in a while to step off the pitching rubber. That'll give an indication that the base stealer is going to try to go early against them.
Brett Laurie hitting .216, 8 home runs, 23 RBIs. He's had to deal with some nagging injuries for his brief big league careers. Good off speed, 0-2. Native of Langley, British Columbia.
Always had a lot of movement in the batter's box as far as his hands are trying to slow him down.
Brewers sent him to Toronto in exchange for Sean Markham, right-handed starter. And it helped the Brewers first year.
Boy, Toronto has always wanted Brett Laurie. They've tried to draft him.
This one line to center. Breaking ball that was too good of a pitch. Rasmus trying to go to third, to throw, not in time. So back-to-back 2-out hits, puts runners at the corners here this second. Josh Tolley will be the batter.
This breaking ball just got too much of the plate for Tommy Hanson. If he gets it down and away, he probably gets a swing and miss. But Brett Laurie did a nice job of staying with this slider and going back up the middle. If he tries to pull it, it's going to be a ground ball to short or third.
Tolley hitting .120. Has a double, 3 runs batted in. 6 for 50 this season.
Tolley with good numbers against Tommy Hanson of .423, 11 for 26. Tolley basically brought aboard to catch R.A. Dickey. They were together in New York.
Mets' 13th round pick in 2005. J.P. Arencibia, the everyday catcher, getting the night off. And Chris Nelson just fired it away. 1-0 Toronto. The throw goes to second, and they got him out. The run does count, though. For Chris Nelson's throwing error, his first as an Angel, cost the Halos a run. We'll head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Toronto. run on the air by Chris Nelson. 1-0 as we start at the bottom of the second. And let's go back and take a look at that play with 2 outs trying to pick off at third.
Well, right away, you have to throw. You can't fake the third and go to first anymore. That would be a balk. And then the throw across the diamond. Brett Laurie gets away, but alertly backed up by Howie Kendrick and a strong throw to Eric Ibar to finish off the inning. Great job by Howie.
Howie leads things off by looking at a strike. Redmond threw 20 pitches in the first inning, had a 1-2-3 frame, and he'll face Kendrick, Trumbo, and Ibar here in the second. The error by the Angels. They're 79th of this season. This one's fouled off to the right. Both teams in this series have committed a lot of errors. It's now 79. Toronto's committed 77. As a matter of fact, they committed 2 last night. The Halos have committed 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
Damn Yankees coming of age, the middle part of the infield, the veterans now of the club. With Howie Kendrick, Eric Ibar, very good defensively. Of course, been very consistent with the bat. Howie at 300, Eric Ibar 281. Been around a long time, played a lot of games together. Very good as far as turning double plays and great leadership.
Roller up the first base line, Encarnacion has it, flips it to Redmond, and Howie dives in there still. Redmond applies a tag for the out. Nice heads-up play by Howie to try to sneak around Redmond.
So Redmond was not under control going towards first base. Encarnacion's high throw, but Redmond was able to turn around and apply the tag. Falling away, had more time to be able to set himself up to make a better throw. But Redmond alertly applies the tag as Howie tried to get his hand in. First out of the inning. Well played by Redmond. Tags him just before Howie gets his hand on the base. A great angle, seeing the tag being applied before Howie was able to get his hand in. The only way Howie had a chance of being safe.
1 out, nobody on for Mark Trumbo.
But Redmond ran that fastball in very well. Good swing at that fastball straight back by Mark Trumbo.
Trumbo swinging a miss on the breaking ball. Second strikeout for Redmond. 2 outs here in the second. Time now for a Fox Sports 1 game break. Greg, we appreciate it. With 2 outs here in the second inning. 1-0 Toronto. Eric Ibar will step in. Todd Redmond 5 up and 5 down with 2 punch outs. Eric hitting 281, 4 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Lines with the left field. Bonifacio will play down a hop. First base run of the game for the Angels.
Continues to have that very good approach going the other way for Eric Ibar. Certainly a situation with 2 outs. Might see Eric Ibar going early to try to steal a base. Has 7 stolen bases this season.
Chris Nelson, the batter. Nelson went 2 for 3 last night, including his first triple as an Angel. Also scored a run. 1-0. This is Redmond's 5th start of the year. His last one was against Houston at home. 6 innings, gave up a run on 3 hits. This being just his 2nd road start. Quick throw over and Ibar back.
Definitely a good count to go if you're Eric Ibar now.
Big lead for him. Thought about it, and that pitch missed in. 2-0.
Redmond's given up 3 home runs to left-handed batters and 3 home runs to right-handed batters. Well, lefty's only hitting 130 against him.
3-0. Which is interesting considering what we've seen so far tonight. It seems like he could really pound that fastball in on righties, and it kind of stays on that kind of that lateral movement for a lefty, as Eric saw.
It
just
seems to
the other
go
way.
to the good part of the bat.
Yeah.
If you're a left-handed batter, you just kind of look away against him.
3-0 pitch. 3-1.
Granted, that was a 3-0 count. He wasn't anticipating Eric Ibar going, but you could see the times to the plate for Redmond not real quick to the plate. Very difficult for Tolley to throw out Eric Ibar. He's only thrown out 1 base runner himself in 14 attempts behind the plate.
Ibar takes off. The 3-1 pitch fouled off to the right. Eric will head back to first, and he'll be taking off once again with a full count of 2 outs. Toronto getting a run in the second inning, the top of this inning. Runners at first and third. A pickoff attempt at third base. Nelson threw back across the diamond and threw it wildly to first. And that allowed Rasmus to score.
Third full count of the game for Redmond already here.
Ibar again takes off. Nelson takes a fastball right down Broadway, and the inning comes to an end. Third strikeout of the game for Redmond. 2 in the books. 1-0 Toronto.
And coming up later in the game, we'll check out the latest headlines from around the major leagues. The Carl's Jr. Sports Update on tap tonight. Break up the tribe. Cleveland is playing unbelievable. And speaking of unbelievable, the Royals looking for a Bo Derek.
Oh. Aren't we all at one point in our lives? 8, 9, and 1. Tolley, Bonifacio, and Reyes for Tommy Hanson. And this one's ripped. And Mark Trumbo with a leaping grab robs Tolley of a base hit at the very least.
Well, we talked about Tolley having pretty good numbers in his career against Hanson. Had a good swing there, but Trumbo in position, playing back, and leaps up and makes an outstanding play. Needed all that height. Be able to catch that line drive from Tolley. Great play by Trumbo.
Here's Emilio Bonifacio getting to start in left field tonight. Switch hitter looks at a strike. Bonifacio, part of that 11-player deal. The Miami Marlins. .215 batting average, 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Good speed. Pulls this one and Trumbo can't get to it. It's a base hit. So man on. And spins the lineup back to the top for Jose Reyes. Now it's time for a Fox Sports 1 game break. Thanks a lot. Here it is 1-0 Toronto. The third inning. Base hit by Bonifacio. It's a third allowed by Tommy Hanson. Big leap for him. The throw gets away from Trumbo. Bonifacio thought about going, but he'll stay at first.
Well, he was definitely going on that pitch. Bonifacio with 11 stolen bases. You see right away, Toronto is going to be aggressive when they get on the bases against Tommy Hanson. He's going. A little better throw, and he might have a shot at picking him off. Speed at first, speed at the plate. And that throw got Bonifacio.
Jose Reyes 0 for 1 with a fly ball to left to open up the game. Toronto with 78 stolen bases on the year, third in the American League. Led by Rajai Davis and his 31 bags. One and out.
Well, with that pitch out of the strike zone, you can almost guarantee that Bonifacio is going to go now.
Third base coach Luis Rivera flashing the signs for John Gibbons. Another low throw. Runner goes, a throw down to second base. It's a good one, and Bonifacio's gunned down for out number 2.
Like a delayed steal. Good job by Chris Iannetta recognizing and Howie by being there at second base also. Delayed steal, then goes quick release. Transfer excellent and a perfect throw from Iannetta gets Bonifacio out.
And that is just a throw to the bag play for any catcher. Always should be. Anticipate your infielder being there.
Yeah, if he's not there, it's not your fault as a catcher. You just throw the ball as quick as possible on a delayed steal.
6th time this year that Bonifacio has been thrown out. 3-0 to Reyes. And 4-pitch walk. That looked like a pretty good pitch. First walk issued by Hanson, and the first time in the series that Reyes has been on board.
And I don't think that was a wise decision going to delayed steal for Bonifacio anyhow. Pitch looked like a pretty good fastball, but it ended up running off the plate, just off the top part. We're in our Fox tracks all those pitches up and away against Reyes.
There's Meiser. Reyes takes off. The throw down to second base. A little bit high. Did they get him? They got him. Nice throw by Chris Iannetta. Quick tag, too, by Eric Ivor. We'll head to the bottom of the third with the Angels trailing it 1-0. Out two would-be base stealers in the top of the inning.
Excellent transfer. On delayed steal, quick throw, right on the base. Howie applies the tag. Bonifacio coming in with 11 stolen bases. And Reyes, same thing, 11 stolen bases. Quick throw, quick tag. Eric Ibar, both middle infielders with good tags and perfect throws from Chris Iannetta.
J.B. Shuck, Chris Iannetta, and Cole Calhoun. 8-9-1 for the Angels. They got their first base runner on board with a 2-out single by Eric Ibar in the second. Shuck had himself a pretty good game last night. Went hitless. Pardon me, take that back. 1 for 2. But had 3 runs batted in. RBI single in the first and had 2 sac flies. With 24 runs batted in on the season. And the scouting report so far on Todd Redmond has held true.
Invisible fastball.
This is slapped down the left field line. That could be trouble, and it's a fair ball. Bonifacio trying to cut it off. Wow. Goes into his glove.
That's an inside the park home run if that gets away from him. When he falls down.
Time now for a Fox Sports 1 game break. Leadoff double for J.B. Shuck here in the third. 1-0 Toronto. And boy, Emilio Bonifacio very fortunate that ball found his glove.
Yeah, we could have been talking about another home run. Chris Davis, what about that? 40 home runs this season. But he slid in there towards that corner. Once that gets by him, Shuck, who's got very good speed, may have gotten his first inside the park home run.
This one back towards short. Shuck now on a rundown between second and third. Laurie running back towards second. There's out number 1. JB runs himself into the first out.
Always a rule of thumb when it's grounded to short, especially with no outs, you have to stay there. It was hit well by Iannetta. Reyes very alert, throws a perfect throw into third. It prevents JB Shuck from getting there. And a good job by Toronto on the rundown, making him close enough towards the base that Iannetta cannot get into scoring position himself.
So man at first for Cole Calhoun. Struck out looking in the first inning. Looks at a strike.
A good long at bat, first at bat for Calhoun before ending up being called out on a fastball.
Oh, 1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Calhoun saw 10 pitches bottom of the first inning before going down looking. A couple of solidly hit baseballs here in the third inning, but the out recorded between second and third. He drops down this one into right center field. A base hit. Iannetta will advance 90. He'll stop at second. Going to put 2 men on with 1 out. Trout coming up. We'll take a look at our AT&T Twitter poll question of the series. With Mike Trout's most impressive quality. You see the hashtag speed, defense, instincts, discipline, or attitude. Send us a tweet at Fox Sports West. We'll get you running total a little bit later on in the game.
Discipline had the huge lead.
Running away. Kind of like the Sandlot did for Cole Calhoun.
Yes.
But it wasn't the case. Bull Durham, Cole Calhoun's favorite baseball move.
Yes.
As we just learned. A 1-for-2 night for Calhoun. Here's Trout. Hit one sharply, but right to Meister Sturis in the first inning. So 0-for-1. 1-0.
See if the adjustments are made second time through. Calhoun had a good swing against Redmond for a base hit. Second at bat. See if Trout can do the same.
Fouls this one off the right. Mike O for his last 7, but he's also picked up 5 walks during that stretch. A couple intentional. Beautiful night for baseball. Mild temperatures here at the Big A. Toronto getting a run in the second. Throwing error by Chris Nelson. Hyde at second, Calhoun at first. 1-1. Breaking ball caught the corner. 1-2.
Well, you can see how difficult it would be for a right-handed batter against Redmond, how he could run that fastball in. When he drops his elbow at all, that lateral movement up and in, very difficult to make contact.
2-2, check swing. They wanted appeal, did not go. That's Mark Carlson over at first. So full count with Hamilton on deck.
See if he went. Did a nice job of holding up, did not cross the plate. 3-2 count with 1 out. I'm so sure that Mike Scioscia is going to send the runners here.
There's the payoff pitch. Breaking pitch fouled off.
The reason why I say that because you have Josh Hamilton on deck, who's already talked about how well he's been driving in runs in the month of July. Since July 4, 22 of them.
Trout asked for time, but Redmond was coming set very quickly. 50 pitches thrown by Redmond. 1 out here in the 3rd inning. 3 strikeouts, no walks, and 3 hits allowed.
4 full counts already in the game for him.
Payoff. This is down the line, but foul. Another 3-2. Slider popped him up. Shallow right field. Jose Bautista comes in. 2 outs. So it'll be up to Josh Hamilton. Hamilton 0 for 1. He popped down in foul territory his first time up. Takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0 now.
And Josh can look for a fastball out over the plate and try to drive it to left center field. Bonifacio playing very shallow in left field.
Good hitters count. 54 pitches thrown by the right-hander. It looked like Josh was trying to take that similar approach that Ibar and Shuck have taken already against Redmond.
Well, you have to, especially everything running away against the left-handed batter. Try to pull it. It's going to be an easy ground ball in the infield.
This is in the air toward left center. It's playable for Bonifacio. He calls off Rasmus. And the inning comes to an end. The Angels get a couple of men on and leave them stranded. We've played 3. Toronto still leads at 1-0. For the 4th inning, 1-0 Toronto leads it. How about that? You could be there.
Nah, much rather be here.
Yeah, you want to be here.
Yes, no question.
Wherever that there is.
Just looking outside the stadium here. They're still here. They're just running to get something to eat before they get back to their seat.
Over by Clyde Wright's Barbecue.
Of course.
Esteras, Bautista, and Encarnacion here in the 4th inning against Tommy Hanson.
Well, he had some solid seasons for the Angels, including batting average of 300 in 2009.
Oh for 1 tonight. Popped down to Mark Trumbo in foul territory. The 2-0. Say a pretty good pitch. 3 balls and no strikes. Brian Knight, the home plate umpire. A walk. Hey, join the Angels at Wells Fargo for the annual canned food drive this weekend at the Big A. Donors receive a team photo and fans that donate 10 items or $10 will receive 2 tickets to an upcoming Angels game while supplies last. All proceeds will benefit the Second Harvest Food Bank. For more info, just log on at angels.com/community. It's back-to-back walks for Hanson. No strikeouts. 3 hits allowed. Facing Jose Bautista here. Slider down and away. Bautista 0 for 1 and grounded as short his first time up. Meiser with a short lead at first. Takes off. Pitch is hammered out to left field toward the corner. J.B. Shuck at the warning track at the wall. Leaps up. Did he get it? He went over the wall. Did he come up with it? He did.
Oh, my word.
How about that?
That may be one of the best plays you'll ever see.
Take that, Mike Trout and Peter Borges.
Yeah, you know it's good when your teammates are tipping their cap.
John Gibbons is going to come out and argue, or at least get an explanation.
That's an unbelievable play. You're hoping that JB's all right.
They will place Meiser Asturis at second base.
Boy, what a play. Timed his leap perfectly. Makes the catch and then falls into the stands. Boy, what a job. Never took his eye off the baseball, jumped as high as he could go in front of the fans out there in left field. Makes an unbelievable play, and the fans said, yes, he caught it. And the reason why he's able to go to second base is because he went into the stands, and the reaction by his teammates, priceless.
Bautista can't believe it. What a play by J.B. Shuck.
Oh, that's unreal. Again, the reason why Meiser is awarded second base is if you catch a pop-up by the dugout and then they enter the dugout, you advance another base. But what a play by J.B. Shuck.
So instead of a 3-0 Blue Jays lead, there's 1 out, 1-0 Toronto. And Shuck, or pardon me, Asturis at second base. There's Encarnacion. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, it looked like initially that Bautista got underneath it, but it kept drifting. That corner, that ball travels very well in the corners here at the Big A.
One ball, 1 strike. Encarnacion with a fly ball to center field his first time up, 0 for 1. Breaking balls for a strike, and may not want to throw that pitch again.
No. That Trout farm down in left field still buzzing after that play by J.B. Shuck.
Trout farm now Shuck's clam shop. What a catch. That was awesome. Two pitch. Foul back.
Boy, credit John Gibbons right away to go out there to have that discussion with the umpires to make sure that Meiser got to second base. But the timing, the leap, and into the stands, and still holds on to the baseball. When he jumped up, his hip was at the top of that wall, short wall in left field, an outstanding play.
Two. This is line to left field. Asturis will round third. He'll come in to score, and it's 2-0 Encarnacion with the RBI single.
And with that wise decision by John Gibbons, I'm sure the umpires got together. Meiser gets scoring position, and Encarnacion drives him in on a hanging breaking ball. A couple hanging breaking balls in that sequence by Tommy against him.
So 1 out, 1 on. Adam Lind, the batter. The fly ball to right field, his first time up.
You can see the frustration for Tommy Hanson, having a tough time getting a feel for that slow curveball to hit the outside corner against a left-handed batter. First couple of innings, his curveball and slider were very tight and hitting the spot.
Lynn lines one out to right field. Calhoun, look, he was trying to deke Encarnacion and almost gets him. 2 outs.
A strong throw to first base. Encarnacion able to get back. Some solid defensive plays.
2-0 Toronto with 2 outs. Encarnacion at first. And here's Colby Rasmus. Singled his first time up. But that 24 home runs in 05. Some guy named Bo.
Yeah. He's a pretty good player in a number of sports.
Two brothers play also. Corey, now a member of the Angels. Casey Rasmus playing for the St. Louis Cardinals. He's a catcher.
Dad Tony played in the Angel organization.
No trash talking around Christmas time, right?
No.
The Rasmus household.
Some talent.
Quick throw to first. Encarnacion is back. Has 6 stolen bases. Kind of picks his spots. Has not been caught.
Yeah, against him, all you do as a pitcher, just make him aware, hold the baseball. Don't let him get a running lead against you. And that was a better feel for his curveball for Tommy Hanson on that one. 74-mile-an-hour pitch.
Encarnacion just 2 steps off the bag at first base. Not going anywhere, especially with 2 outs here in a 1-2 count. The Angels got in trouble with the 2-out pickoff attempt in the second and cost them a run. The Angels in the bottom of the 4th inning will have Kendrick, Trumbo, and Ibar due up. Trying to figure out Todd Redmond. Angels had multiple base runners on for the first time in the 3rd, but could not bring one home. The 1-2. This was pulled foul.
Well, the one pitch, if Tommy's comfortable throwing against Rasmus, a fastball inside will get him. It's pretty good to hitting the ball the other way. Pretty good hit turning on the ball when it's a breaking ball down and in. And for Tommy Hanson, if you do go inside with the fastball, you got to go in there with conviction.
Encarnacion takes off. The throw down to second base. A good one, and that's a third base runner gunned down by Chris Iannetta. It's the end of the inning, but this inning's highlight, JB shut down the left field line.
Well, what an unbelievable play. Leaps up the wall, hits his hip, jumps up, and an absolutely outstanding play. And back in the field of play, and high fives and claps throughout.
J.B. Shuck with a terrific catch. Chris Inetta's had himself a pretty good game as well.
Yeah, the defense, for the most part, outstanding. But what a play by J.B. Shuck, in high fives, and it's a great job. Conversations going into that dugout. Boy, that's an unbelievable play. Leaping up, he hits his hip on the top of that short wall and still able to catch and hold on to the baseball as he falls into the stands.
Howie lays off the breaking pitch, 1-1. Kendrick grounded out to Encarnacion in the second inning. 0 for 1. '60th pitch of the night. Now he gets jammed.
That's the second time that Redmond has ran a fastball in on the hands of Howie Kendrick. That first time, ground ball to Encarnacion to throw to Redmond and end up applying a tag at first.
And we chase a slider. That is strikeout number 4 for Redmond. 1 out here in the 4th.
Now it's time for a Coors Light freeze cam. Got 2 of the premier power hitters in the game and how they get that balance and through the leg turn and then using that back part of their body to use the power in the lower part. Same thing for Trumbo, and through the baseball. Same angle with their leg, generating the back leg power and through the baseball. Double for Encarnacion last night. Home run for Trumbo on the slider last night. The freeze cam is brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
0-1 count on Trumbo. Strikeout victim in the second. Two runs, 4 hits. Nobody left on for Toronto. No runs, 3 hits, an error, and 3 left on for the Angels. It's off the plate. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Evens up the count. Angel hitters still have not been able to figure things out. Although in the 3rd inning they swung the bats well against them. A couple of hard hit balls. Nothing to show for it though. He ties him up with a fastball in. Back-to-back punch outs. 2 down.
That fastball had some serious running action. I think it was starting off away. Only setting up away, but that fastball ran off the inside corner.
Kind of a Ernesto Frieri type of movement there.
Yeah,
not in the mid to upper 90s, but
lateral movement and great deception, just like Ernesto.
Difference being that Redmond, at least right now, better slider than Frieri's. His is still kind of a work in progress. Same with the changeup that he throws.
He's throwing some pretty effective changeups to go along with his good fastball tonight.
High ball, 1 for 1, single to left field, the second with 2 outs. That hit a bottom portion of the leg. Chris Nelson will come up with a man on once it is deemed all right.
They got him in the leg. 4th batter that Redmond has hit this season. That got him right in the knee area. Well, you could hear that sound of that baseball off the leg and knee of Eric Ibar. Had some fun with Rick Smith. He said he's fine.
That's one of those you're not really interested in sound full.
No. Now you just steal second base against them.
Derek's on board. And here's Nelson, struck out looking in the second inning. Ibar takes off. The pitch is inside to throw down for Tolle. He's out of time. A stolen base.
We asked him, we received stolen base. Best way to avenge, get hit with a pitch, get into scoring position. 8th stolen base. Just got the hand in before the tag was applied by Meiser. Head first slide, hand on the base. Keeping the foot on the base as he's sliding by it. Wise decision by Meister Source to keep that tag applied, because a head first slide like that, very difficult to stay in contact with the base.
One-0. Upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Tolle's going to sprint out and talk things over with Redmond. Check, swing, foul, goes behind the catcher. 2-1.
That's a pretty good indication how hard it is to read his fastball. 2-0 count, fastball count. He gets a fastball, Nelson, but still can't read it well enough to have a good approach, and just taps it foul.
Back toward the middle, and Durst can't get it. Ibar's going to be waved in, and the Angels get on the board. A 2-out single by Chris Nelson, 2-1 Blue Jays.
Nice approach there, going right back up the middle. Hit batter with 2 outs. Stolen base by Ibar, and then ends up scoring on the base hit from Chris Nelson. Right through the glove and the leg of Redmond, but hit so well by Nelson. It's into the outfield and gets the job done. Well, every once in a while, when you see a great defensive play like J.B. Shuck did, all of a sudden that momentum can shift to the offensive side. Took a while, but a base hit by Nelson gets that run across.
There's J.B. Shuck. Double down the left field line. His first time up. Looks at a strike here. Double for JB, is 14th this season. In case you're wondering, Peter Borges again took batting practice today. Slowly making his way back. 0-2.
When Ibar came sliding in at home plate, and that bat was still by the plate. As Eric Ibar slid in, he made sure he told J.B. Shuck, next time around, you have to move that bat out of the way. And if you're a youngster, make sure if you're behind home plate, you're not just a spectator. You help your runner as he tries to go around and score a run.
1-2.
Here's the bat right there as he's trying to slide. He has to get around the bat. And he's telling JB, you got to move that out of the way.
He prefaced it with, hey, rookie.
I know you made a great play in the field.
Nelson takes off. Shuck hooks one foul.
Well, he had a big jump. Remember, catchers used to leave their mask on occasion. They took it off right by that path to the plate. And when you're behind the plate, you got to help your runner out and move that equipment out of the way, the easier slide towards home.
Shuck fouls it back. Quick throw to first. Nelson diving back in. The RBI picked up his 4th of the year. 3rd as an Angel. Had started the season as the opening day 3rd baseman for the Colorado Rockies. Traded to the Yankees. And picked up by the Angels. 2nd stint with the Halos. This was lined over the head of Jose Reyes. A base hit. Nelson will stop right there. Rasmus plays a shallow center. That's the baseball back in. So a little 2-out rally, and it started with Eric Ibar getting hit by a pitch.
And Chuck with his 2nd hit of the game. Both the other way. That lateral movement gets around a breaking pitch. Fights it into left center field for a 2nd hit of the game for J.B. Shuck, who's had an outstanding game so far. His batting average up now to .294. Certainly in that conversation of AL Rookie of the Year.
Three for 3 tonight, throwing out would-be base stealers. The first to throw out 2 in 1 inning.
Sal Fasano.
Yeah, former Blue Jay.
Former Royal also.
Yeah. They used to have the Sal Fasano like mustache games or days up in Toronto.
And same thing in Philly too. They loved him. He was a fan favorite there.
It's the first time the Angels have had a catcher throw out 3 would-be base stealers, I should say, since July 29th, 03 against the Yankees.
A club like Toronto very aggressive with 78 stolen bases as a team. That certainly makes Mike Scioscia happy, the work that they put together as far as trying to get that throw back to where it was in the past for Iannetta.
2 balls and a strike. Do you know who owns the club record for most throwouts as a catcher in a game?
Chris Turner?
No. Brian Downing threw out 5 would-be base stealers April 16, 1978.
Wow. Before he moved out to left field?
Yeah. And destroyed Fred Lynn.
Yeah. Yes, he did. And the wall.
No doubt. 2-1 pitch. Good hack. It comes up empty. 2-2.
Boy, a good pitch to do some damage. He just missed it. Fastball at 88.
82 pitches thrown by the right-hander with 2 outs here in the 4th. Pitch count getting up there for him. Two to 1 Toronto. Full count. Cole Calhoun on deck.
Both base runners will be able to move on this pitch. Another 3-2 count. 5th of the game for Redmond.
Redmond struck out Kendrick and Trumbull to start this inning. Hit Ibar. Nelson with an RBI single after Ibar stole 2nd. And then J.B. Shuck with a base hit. Nelson will get a terrific jump from 2nd base. Shuck from 1st. Outfield for Toronto, playing very, very shallow all the way around. The 3-2. Iannetta lifts one out toward left center field. Hit well. Rasmus giving chase. Still going at the warning track. Reaches up. Can't get it. That'll bring home 2. Iannetta in at 2nd with a 2 RBI double. And the Angels lead it 3-2.
And some enthusiasm as Chris Iannetta got to 2nd base. A good at bat. Fought it to a full count. And what a game he's had also. Talking about J.B. Shuck. Chris Iannetta has been outstanding also. And a pitch out over the plate. Even his last at bat he hit well. But Reyes made a nice play on it. And Rasmus almost makes an outstanding play himself off the wall. And Bonifacio gets it in quickly, but no chance. Went on a 3-2 count. Both runners score. And Iannetta happy with that approach. His 11th double of the season.
There's Cole Calhoun. Looks at a strike.
Getting the momentum shift on a great defensive play. both by J.B. Shuck and a great throw by Chris Iannetta to end the inning.
Cole 1 for 2 tonight. Pops this one foul and out of play. Aaron Luke getting ready. It's the first RBI that Chris Iannetta's had since July the 6th. Against Boston here. Picks up 2 of them. Puts the Angels on top.
Boy, they could play a shallow outfield, but that did not come into play for him there. As Iannetta hit it over his head in left center field. You know, Rasmus had a good jump on that baseball, unable to track that one down. Big RBI double.
Way outside. 1 ball at 2 strikes. "87 pitches for Todd Redmond." Now the 1-2. Calhoun lines over center field. Another base hit. Iannetta is going to be stopped right there. As Rasmus throw up the third base line. Calhoun advances to second.
Good read by Calhoun to get into scoring position himself. Hit well. 2 really good at bats for Calhoun in this game also. Rasmus playing shallow. We mentioned that. And Dino Evo with Chris Iannetta running and knowing that Mike Trout is coming up, you don't want to take that chance. Even though the throw was up the line, you can't assume that's going to happen. Now you wonder if Toronto, by Calhoun going into scoring position, will go ahead and walk Mike Trout. We've seen that a number of times of late.
Now you've got a lefty warming up in the bullpen. You can do that to load the bases and bring Loop in to face Josh Hamilton. But Redmond tonight has got Trout twice on a ground out, sharply hit in the first and then the fly to right in the third. That was a 3-2 pitch that Trout popped up on a slider. 3-2 Angels. Still in the bottom of the 4th. Trout the 8th man to bat here, and they're going to intentionally walk him. Remember, this happened in Texas. The Rangers went to the bullpen, brought in left-hander Robbie Ross, and with the bases loaded, Josh Hamilton delivered. Assuming that's the case. It's the 5th intentional walk that he has picked up this year. And there's ball 4. Hamilton walking to the plate. No move from Gibbons.
Now he's coming out now to make that move.
That's going to be it for Todd Redmond. They got off to a terrific start and really keeping the Angels off balance. Couldn't figure him out. But a 2-out hit by pitch started this rally for the Angels, and the right-hander's done.
And then he gives up a stolen base, distracted at that point. Chris Nelson, good approach up the middle, RBI single. From that point, fell apart.
Shortest start of the year for Redmond, a pitching change. We're in the 4th. The Angels lead at 3-2. And it started promising for him in this inning with those 2 strikeouts of Kendrick and Trumbo. But it doesn't end well. He's allowed 3 runs. He's responsible for all 3 base runners on board in his 92 pitches tonight. So our in and out, who's in, who's out. Redmond is done. Aaron Loop is in.
Aaron Loop, fastball 89 to 93. Slider, changeup. Lefty's hitting 200 against him. Righties 264.
The first one is in there for a strike. Hamilton 0 for 2. A pop up in foul territory and a fly ball to left. Slider missing down and away. Evens up the count. Iannetta standing at third base. Calhoun at second. And Mike Trout standing at first.
Judging the way Luke's going to throw to Hamilton, he's just going to have to look away. Fastball, sliders away.
Now the 1-1. This is the bouncer to the right side. Asturis is in. Throws it to first. The inning comes to an end, but the Angels strike for 3. Chris Iannetta, big 2 RBI double. He's had a heck of a game already. We're through 4 here at the Big A, and the Angels lead it 3-2. Angels baseball is brought to you by AT&T Uverse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PIC-ATT. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Top of the 5th inning. Chris Iannetta has thrown out 3 would-be base stealers. He's picked up a hit. It was a double and 2 runs batted in. And here the 5th inning, Tommy hands it back to work to face Rasmus, Laurie, and Tolley. Rasmus singled and scored in the 2nd inning. He was at the plate when Encarnacion, with 2 outs, tried to steal second base. He was thrown out by Iannetta. Breaking pitch, bounce foul off the foot.
A nice job as far as the differential and speeds of his pitches today so far for Hansen. He's been 23 pitches at 90 or better, but he's had a number of real good slow curveballs, 72, 73.
One and two. And now the 1-2 to Rasmus. Pulls it foul. Out in front of that breaking ball. Two and two. Rasmus, former first-round pick, St. Louis Cardinals.
He's had some tough at-bats in this series so far.
Came in batting .279. Breaking pitch popped up down the line, hooking toward the seats. That'll be out of play. He's taken some tough pitches, and you've elevated, as much as he likes to pull the baseball, certainly capable of using the entire field. We've seen that already.
I still think a fastball inside will get him around belt high, not down and in, but belt high or above.
Is that because of where the hands are?
Exactly.
Now that tied him up nicely. Breaking ball down and in. One away.
Boy, and inside a hard slider after some tough, slow curveballs. This slider had some bite to it. Inside, unable to get the hands through on that one. A little firmer on that breaking pitch. That one at 81. Nasty, tight slider to get a swing and miss. And I think if you're Jared Weaver, you're watching this game against Rasmus, he's going to be susceptible to a fastball inside.
Fred Laurie takes down and away. 1-ball, no strikes. By the way, that strikeout of Rasmus is the first punch out that Hansen has delivered tonight. Go with 2 walks and 4 hits allowed. Blue Jays third baseman Laurie has one of those 4 hits as he shoots this one foul. This was lined to second, 2 outs.
Now it's time to take a look at that Carl's Jr. sports update around the majors. Break up the tribe. Well, Cleveland had been playing well. It had a tough game today. They had won 8 in a row. They lost to Miami. Fernandez on the mound was absolutely dealing for Miami. And then the Royals looking for a Bo Derek. They were trying to win 10 in a row. But a walk-off 2-run home run by New York in the 11th breaks that up, so they're still looking.
I like that Bo Derek. That's it.
Yeah.
Not Bo Derek herself, although she's not. I'm not saying she's not. Your reference
for a
Bo
perfect
Derek.
10.
Yes.
But they're still in search of.
This one lined towards center. Hamilton is there. Tommy Hansen performs the old shutdown inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Angels leading at 3-2. 0-2 lead. Want to remind you that this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP.
Great shutdown inning for Tommy Hanson. Quick 1-2-3 inning.
Aaron Loup back out on the mound. Got Josh Hamilton with the bases loaded to finish off the fourth inning for Toronto. He'll face Kendrick, Trumbo, and Ibar here in the fifth. Howie lines one towards center field, and it's a base hit. You kind of have to hold your breath on shots like that with Colby Rasmus playing as shallow as he does in center field. We saw it last night.
And he's aggressive coming in. He's not afraid to dive and slide in and make a play. Playing shallow. Reads this, thinks about coming in, and then realizes no chance he's going to be able to make that play because if he comes diving in, that gets away from him. That's at least a triple for Howie.
There's Mark Trumbo, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. 0-1. 45th game for Luke. First time he's faced the Angels. 4-3 mark, a 1.86 ERAs, 39 strikeouts at 53 in the third innings.
And 264 versus righties, but 4 home runs allowed.
Mark has just chased 2 pitches off the plate. He's in the hole at 0-2.
Boy, between Perez, who we saw last night, and Luke here, very deceptive deliveries out of the bullpen for Toronto.
Bullpen's been pretty good for the Blue Jays. 1-2. The starting staff's been the problem. 26-40 record with a 5.12 ERA. Bullpen, though, with 24-18 record with a 3.14.
Yeah, very good, solid bullpen.
Luke's a Louisiana native. 9th round pick out of Tulane. Pitched in the big leagues last year. 33 games with Toronto.
Only 4 pickoffs this year for Luke. Very good move to first.
Trumbo chases the breaking pitch, 1 out. Now with 1 out, take a look at our Hyundai.
That leadership coming of age between that middle infielders, both Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick. We've seen their solid defensive plays in this game already. Eric Ibar got hit by a pitch, steals second, scores the first run of the game. That leadership they both have, especially not having Albert Pujols around. You need that leadership, and both of them have been around for a while and know how to win wearing that Angel uniform.
Ibar, an 0-1 count. He started things off when he was hit by a pitch with 2 outs in the 4th. Stole second and scored on the Nelson RBI single. 0-2. Kendrick standing at first, a leadoff single for him. Eric loops one out to shallow center field. Rasmus coming on. He'll play on a hop. Howard did the right thing. Went about halfway, waiting to see if Rasmus was going to dive for that ball.
And he ran that fastball in on Eric Ibar. Second hit of the game. Boy, how difficult it is to be able to read the baseball. You talk about hiding the baseball, throwing across your body. He jams him, but it was an elevated pitch. Usually anytime there's a flare in the outfield, it's a high fastball or a high breaking ball, and he fought it off, Eric Ibar did. But how far he throws across his body.
Runner started to go, at least Ibar did. Throw goes to third base. Now Kendrick hung up between second and third. He's going to get tagged out. Ibar thought it was a double steal. Kendrick didn't. Two outs. That's the second mistake the Angels have made on the bases tonight.
And Ibar looking at Howie. He starts and then stops. And Howie has to be forced to run towards third as Ibar was well off the base.
You can't do that to your trail runner.
Yeah, if you're going on a double steal, you better go quickly because your force is the guy at first, because a lot of times they'll throw back towards second on a double steal. Because you have to wait as a trail runner to make sure the guy at second is already going. It appeared that someone missed a sign.
This one looped out to left field. It's a base hit. Kendrick is going to be waved in. Here comes the throw for Bonifacio. Way offline. Kendrick with a smile. He is in there safely. Nelson off the bag at first and gets back in there safely. Encarnacion can't believe it and argue with Mark Carlson. It's 4-2 Angels.
Well, he's pretty close to getting thrown out of the game. Surprisingly, he didn't. And Nelson, another big base hit, another RBI. Hopefully he's all right diving back to first base. Off the end of the bat, Bonifacio was charging well, but a high throw, well off line towards home plate. And a head first slide by Howie. Then the throw by Tolley to first base as he's waiting to make sure Encarnacion is there. But that looked like a tag was applied.
Yeah.
But anytime you reach back and dive to make a tag again, it gives the appearance for an umpire that you didn't apply the tag.
Yeah. Multi-hit game for Chris Nelson. A couple of runs batted in, 4-2. Here's J.B. Shock. They'll throw on the first.
Well, again, a lot of production throughout the lineup, just like last night with Trout and Hamilton. Neither one had a base hit, although Hamilton had a sac fly. They scored 8. Same thing here tonight, yet the production throughout very solid.
Little dribbler up the first base line and running it out is Shock, and that is foul. They just called it foul. Boy, and I'm wondering if it was foul, why didn't Encarnacion pick it up and touch first base?
There's been a little bit of everything in this game already. And we've seen many baseballs stay fair. And that's the home plate umpire's call until it crosses the base.
I didn't see if Brian Knight made a call, but we saw Mark Carlson make the call. Once the ball gets to the bag and beyond, then it becomes the base umpire's call. Oh, 1 pitch. Breaking ball, grounded to second. Meiser has it. The inning comes to an end. The Angels do tack on a run. We played 5 here at the Big A. 4-2 Halos.
Tommy Hanson set up Colby Rasmus perfectly here. Throws a nasty, hard slider, 81, down and in. To get the punch out, his first and only punch out of the game on a nasty slide piece from Tommy Hanson.
Had the shutdown inning in the top of the 5th inning. Just 62 pitches thrown by Tommy. 1 strikeout, 2 walks. He's allowed 4 hits, and he'll face 9-1-2. Bonifacio, Reyes, and Izturis here in the 6th inning. Bonifacio tonight with a single, and he was caught stealing in the 3rd. Takes up and away. Hanson's had 2 1-2-3 innings in the 1st and in the 5th. This one's lined to left field and a leadoff single. 2nd hit of the night for Bonifacio, 5th for Toronto. Hey folks, make sure to enter to win the an all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado and Diamond Field Box Angels tickets with the Summer of Silverado giveaway. Enter online today at angels.com/Chevy. Speaking of Chevy, we're going to do gonna do a game in the Sweet Seats.
Yes, why not?
Right.
What's the people want us to go to and do the game? You been keeping tabs on that?
Well, there's a number of suggestions as the Angels begin to get some action going in the bullpen. One of which is at the top of the Big A in the parking lot. Now that is one heck of a vantage point. Kevin Jepson begins to loosen. I might be partial to the Budweiser Terrace down in right field. First one to Ray is outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, I'm not real comfortable on top of that Big A.
Yeah?
No.
Big fan of heights, are you?
Yeah, love it.
What about the top of the little Big A out in the scoreboard and left? A little too high still?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
Not sure of the view from that point.
Big lead for Bonifacio over at first base. Breaking ball drops in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reyes tonight, a fly to left and a walk. Also caught stealing. 3 tonight by Chris Iannetta. Here's the 1-1. Reyes drives one out to right field, hit well. Calhoun back, pulls up, that is gone. We're tied at 4. Jose Reyes with his 7th home run of the year.
#137th home run hit by the Blue Jays. Very dangerous offensive player. High fastball, and he jumps on it. 7th home run, now 21 RBI.
First one to Izturis is up and away for ball 1. First hit of the series for Reyes. 99th career home run. Ties this game up at 4. Izturis looks at a strike. Meiser 0 for 1 with a pop-up and a walk. One and 2. Nick Barande now is getting ready. Lefty. Breaking ball sharply hit to second. 1 hopper to catch it. 1 out.
And now it's time for AT&T U versus Rewind. Jose Bautista lasted back. Thought he had a 2-run home run, but JB Shock tracks it down to the wall, leaps up and makes an outstanding play as he falls into the stands, holds on to the baseball, and brings it back in. Bautista thinking he had a home run number 26. Instead, an outstanding play by Shock.
Breaking pitch, pretty good one, misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Bautista 0 for 2. This one's looped out toward right center field. That is going to fall in for a base hit. Calhoun is there. Gets it back into Bautista with a 1-out single.
Yeah, 4 baseballs hit pretty well in this inning by the Blue Jays. So should go down and trying to make that decision as he let Tommy Hanson go one more batter here.
Here's Edwin Encarnacion. Encarnacion had some pretty healthy swings against Hanson. Base hit by Bautista, the 7th that Hanson has allowed. 1 out here in the 6th. Encarnacion with a fly to center. The RBI single, he pulled into left field. '29 home runs, 84 runs batted in for the Blue Jays first baseman. Rip at that first pitch slider, 0-1.
Encarnacion is grounded into 15 double plays.
You almost have to stay right there with that pitch. Forget about the curveball.
Yeah, you got to go hard slider down and away. On the ground, you can try to get him to chase it.
Breaking pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bautista will run. 7 stolen bases. Has been caught once. And both Miranda and Jepson just looking on now. 4-4 tie. Jose Reyes tying it up with a 2-run shot here in the 6th. This was popped up first base side. Trumbo moving over toward the railing. Runs out of room. Encarnacion having to deal with the batting gloves. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Angels in the bottom of the 6th inning will have 9-1-2 coming up. Iannetta, Calhoun, and Trout. Encarnacion taking forever to get back in the batter's box.
Yeah, you wonder if he had a little discomfort in that swing with his wrist.
One-two, sliding, lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, early in his career, Encarnacion would chase that a lot. He's a lot more patient last couple of seasons.
Two. Breaking pitch rolled foul. And
see, that's a slow curveball. That's a dangerous pitch. Hard slider down and away. Would be very effective.
Sorry, Mark, but if he has that bite, that he's got that good curveball going, that's a different story. You feel pretty good. That's a strikeout pitch for him. But the ones tonight have been almost a little tumbler that's just kind of spun up there.
Well, you can see by the strikeout totals for Tommy Hanson, he hasn't had that bite on his curveball. Just 1 in this game. So a slider may be a better pitch.
2-2. As the breaking ball. That curveball missed up and in. So a full count, and you wonder if Bautista's going to take off here, try to avoid a double play or stay out of it.
I would think so. John Gibbons may have Bautista going, and Encarnacion is grounded into 15 double plays. Mentioned that a few pitches ago.
Bautista takes off. 3-2 is down low, and he walked him. And that's going to be it for Hansen. Left-handed batter Adam Lind coming up, and Nick Miranda is going to be called in. So after going 1-2-3 in the fifth inning, Tommy Hansen able to keep it a 4-2 lead, gives up the home run. Now is a couple of men on base. Power hitting Adam Lind will be due up when we return. A pitching change here at the Big A. We are knocked up at 4. Four runs responsible for the two guys on base through 80 pitches. As we are tied at 4 here in the sixth inning. Bautista at second, Encarnacion at first. And the left-hand hitting DH Adam Lind will be facing Nick Miranda. Jose Reyes, shortstop, is homered after Bonifacio led off this inning with a single to tie things up at 4.
When Miranda's fastball command has been very good since his recall. Also his slider. Looking to see if he can get a swing and miss. Strikeout against Adam Lind.
Or at the very least induce that double play ball. Lind 0 for 2. A couple of fly balls to right field. First one is a slider. Down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Miranda got into the game on Tuesday against Texas. 2/3 of an inning, 2 strikeouts. Evens up the count.
Good fastball at 91 to even it up. 56 strikeouts and 48 and a third. He made that adjustment, getting back to fastball command when he went down to Double-A.
1-1 pitch outside. 2 balls at a strike. Playing a big series up at the Coliseum in Oakland. A's hosting the Texas Rangers. Texas leading at 6-3. The bottom of the 5th, but Oakland with the bases loaded. Tommy Malone got the start for Oakland in that one. Alexi Ogando for Texas. Pickoff and 10. Bautista gets back in there. Pretty firm tag by Eric Ibar.
Bautista with the quick hands.
Yeah. Two-one pitch. Fouled off to the left. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, if you're JB Shuck, you have to be prepared. All these pitches from Miranda against Lynn has been away. A couple fastballs, a couple sliders.
Two. Missed inside, way inside, a full count.
Boy, it was setting up away. Had to reach back and catch that pitch.
Left-hand hitting Colby Rasmus on deck. Three-two, and he walked him. So they're loaded up, back-to-back walks now for Angels pitchers. You've got to deal with Rasmus, another left-handed batter. Now what you want to do coming out of the pen in a tie game here in the 6th inning.
A little more difficult to double up. Rasmus runs well. And 268 against left-handed pitching. 285 versus righties.
One and 0. Rasmus gets jammed on that fastball. David's up to count. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a run scored in the 2nd, a strikeout in the 5th. Two and 1. Long top of the 6th inning, a tie game. Mike Butcher's going to go out and talk things over with Miranda. Second batter is faced.
Seems to be trying to aim the baseball and this not allowing his arm to get in a good arm slot to throw a strike.
Miranda, 3rd round pick for the Angels in 2011. University of Florida product from Lexington, Kentucky. He's fighting one, didn't he? Grew up in Kentucky, go to Florida.
I know.
And facing the kid from Alabama. 2-1. Way outside, 3 balls and a strike. This is the issue for Miranda in spring training. Command.
Definitely an aggressive club, Toronto. Normally, they've worked 4 walks in this game so far.
Three-one pitch. Ground ball towards second. Howie, a little bit of a bobble. They only get 1 out. Toronto's up 5-4.
Off the heel of the glove and off the body, trying to be too quick. Might have had a shot because it was hit well by Rasmus to turn a double play. Instead, a run scores.
Now Miranda, of a walk, and then that fielder's choice departs. Mike Scioscia makes the call to the bullpen. 3 runs in for Toronto. They lead at 5-4. Kevin Jepson comes in and takes over for Nick Miranda. He'll be facing the third baseman, Brett Laurie. 35th game, a 1-2 mark, and a 4.23 earned run average.
29 strikeouts and 27 2/3 innings pitched for Jepson. Fastball hitter in Brett Laurie makes a quality pitches if you're Kevin Jepson.
Encarnacion standing at third base. He drew a walk. Rasmus at first. Fielder's choice for him. Picked up the RBIs, 56th. Brett Laurie, 1 for 2. Single back into second and a line out. Sharply hit in the 5th. Five runs in for Toronto, all charged to Tommy Hanson. He's responsible for Encarnacion at third base. There's the first one. Ball 1. Angels bullpen coming in and falling behind in counts. Two and 0.
Especially against a club like Toronto, or any club in particular, when you come out of the bullpen, when you fall behind, they can gear in on that one pitch, a fastball.
Laurie may have just helped out Jepson there. 2-1.
A lot of times you'll see, especially younger hitters, and they're in the fastball count. They're just thinking they're getting a fastball, so they expand their strike zone. He chased the pitch. It looked like it was out of the zone.
Two one, loop down the right field line. This could be trouble. That is foul.
Well, from our angle right here, it looked like it was going to be a fair ball. Fortunately enough, it went foul. Now Kevin Jepson can limit the damage here, get through the inning. Not by a lot. How about a baseball or two? Just foul.
Jepson trying to keep it a 1-run deficit. 3 runs in for Toronto. Runners at first and third. Quick check in of Rasmus. Two. Tied him up, fouled back. Toronto has 5 runs on 7 hits. They haven't stranded a man yet. Angels 4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, and 7 left on. Breaking pitch, just got a piece of it.
Pretty good breaking pitch from Jepson.
Two, pop foul behind the plate. Little battle here between Brett Laurie and Kevin Jepson, trying to get that third out here, the 6th. Now they're 2-2. Little bouncer to third. Nelson has it. They'll go the short way, and they just do force out Rasmus to end the inning. But Toronto strikes for 3. All 3 runs charged to Tommy Hanson. Will head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-4 Blue Jays. Still back down on the mound, the left-hander. He's got an inning and a third so far. Gave up a run in the 5th inning. He'll be facing 9-1-2. Iannetta, Calhoun, and Trout. Neil Walker getting ready in the bullpen for the Blue Jays, right-hander. Chris 1 for 2, a 2 RBI double in the 4th inning. Swings the first one and hits one out to right center field. Rasmus is there. There's the first down in the 6th. Let's go back to our AT&T Twitter poll question of the series. Talk about Mike Trout. Mike Trout's most impressive quality discipline, leading the charge at 73%.
Boy, back-to-back nights.
We're back at it again tomorrow as well as Sunday. It's our question of the series. There's Cole Calhoun. Cole tonight 2 for 3. Back in that leadoff spot once again. 4 for 7 in the series. Brett Laurie playing in on the grass at third base. Outfield again very shallow, especially in left and center. 2-1. Trout on deck. Trout looking for his first hit of the series.
More likely you might see Wagner against Trout.
This is back up the middle. A 3-hit game for Cole Calhoun.
Boy, nice approach once again by Cole Calhoun. Right back up the middle, based on lefty. Don't throw pitches away against you. Do not try to pull it.
So tying run on board. Trout takes low. And probably keep looping the game here to neutralize Calhoun at first base.
Yeah, he's got a very good pickoff move.
2 balls and no strikes. That hit by Cole, the 11th for the Angels tonight. Halos had 12 last night against the Blue Jays. The 2-0. Bouncer off the plate, foul. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Mike knew he chased the pitch. It looked like it was a little bit low.
Two 2-1 pitch. 2-2.
Chased the changeup down.
Down and in. Full count. Hamilton on deck.
Only 3 pitches in a row that were down. And now the strike zone. Trout chased a couple of them, but that went well off the plate and in.
Hamilton faced Luke in the 4th inning. That was the first batter that the left-hander faced. Ended up getting ground out, but the base is loaded. 2 outs. Throw to first. Calhoun back. Three-2. Change up, he lays off, and he draws the walk. His second walk that Trout has picked up tonight, 4th in the series. And Pete Walker, the pitching coach, is going to make his way out.
To get him back into his mechanics, overthrow and try to aim.
You know, Wagner has been loosening down there, so he is ready to go. Howie Kendrick on deck. Good speed on the bases. Cole Calhoun at second, Trout at first. The Angels down 5-4. Hamilton 0 for 3. A pop up in foul territory, fly to left, and the ground ball to second. 0-1. But Bonifacio playing again very shallow in left field. Rasmus always shallow at center.
It's pretty surprising though when you think about it, he's pitching him away like that, and Hamilton has great power that way.
Ground ball towards short though. Reyes to his Sturridge for one, relay to first, and it's an inning-ending double play. We played 6 here at the Big A. Toronto still on top 5-4. Angels baseball is brought to you by Jack's Really Big Chicken Sandwich Combos for only $3.99 plus tax. Go big at a participating Jack in the Box today. And by Chase. Send money to almost anyone, anywhere with your smartphone. Chase, quick pay, so you can. We welcome you back out to Angel Stadium. Michael Kahn on the mound now for the Halos here as we start the 7th inning. The Angels trailing it by the score of 5-4. Michael pitching in his 38th game, a 1-1 mark and a 3 ERA. Takes over for Kevin Jepson, who got that final out in the 6th.
The opponent's only hit 162 against Michael Kahn. His fastball, very good, 94-96 range, hard slider. What do you think for Michael is making sure he doesn't overthrow his slider?
8-9-1, Tole, Bonifacio, and Reyes for Toronto. First outing for Kahn since giving up the walk-off home run to Adrian Beltre on Wednesday in Texas. There's 2 batters in that game. First one is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Tole 0 for 2. A couple of lineups. One to first, one out to center field. And now Kahn is given the heels of Morande. Jepson fallen behind on their first batters at 2 balls and no strikes. This one lifted in the air to shallow left. Toward the foul line goes J.B. Shuck. 1 out. Take it.
Especially in the hitter's count, misses it, fly a ball to left.
Bonifacio, the left fielder tonight, 2 for 2. A couple of singles. Runs scored. Toronto took a 2-0 lead with solo runs in the 2nd and 4th innings. The Angels took the lead in the 4th, scoring 3 times with 2 outs. tacked on a run to make it 4-2 in the fifth, but then the sixth inning occurred. Bonifacio led off with a single, then Reyes with a home run off Hansen to tie it up. And the RBI fielder's choice by Rasmus, putting them up 5-4. All 5 runs charged to Tommy. And his 5 1/3, 7 hits, including the home run to Reyes, 3 walks and 1 K.
Pretty dangerous combination right there, Bautista and Encarnacion. Went for 54 home runs.
This one down the left field line. Ibar moving over to foul territory, makes the running catch. 2 outs, nice play by Eric. And a handshake for a fan of the Sweet Seats.
Ibar is one of the best shortstop as far as catching pop-ups, covering a lot of ground. Playing up the middle, shading up the middle. A long way to go. It's a play. And then a handshake.
How you doing? My name is Frank. You want to grab drinks after the game? Here's Reyes. Fouls off the first one, 0-1. Yeah, nice catch by a fan on the ricochet.
He's ready.
Yeah. Reyes 1 for 2. That home run they hit in the 6th inning. Grounded to short. It's his first hit of the series. And Kahn has himself a 1-2-3-7. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A. The Angels will have Kendrick, Trumbo, and Ibar coming up down by a run. A run, 5-4. Toronto has gone to the bullpen. No more Aaron Loop. The right-hander Neil Wagner.
Wagner, very, very good fastball. 94 to 99 range. Slider, changeup.
Longtime minor leaguer, originally in the Cleveland Indians organization, 21st round pick out of North Dakota State. He's a product of Minneapolis, Minnesota. First one's in for a strike. Pitched briefly with Oakland, 2011. 6 games, no record, a 7.20 ERA. Howie 1 for 3 tonight. This one in the air to right. Bautista in, now back a couple of steps. Went out. 1 for 4 night for Howie, and here comes Trumbo. 0 for 3 with 3 punch outs. Luke, by the way, 2 1/3, 4 hits, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 run. It was earned. He is currently the pitcher of record for the Blue Jays.
97 at the knees. And he goes upstairs with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
One ball, two strikes. Second stint for Wagner with the Blue Jays this year. Was allowed to run in just 5 of his 20 games. They called on August the 2nd before the game today. This one's down the line, foul. The 1-2. Breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tracking that slider pretty good off the plate, Trumbo is. All you got to do is make pretty good contact when you're throwing 98 against you. With Trumbo's power, go a long way if he makes contact.
And Trumbo goes down swinging for the 4th time tonight. 2 outs.
About perfect location of a fastball. Down outside corner, 97. Hard to believe this guy played in the minor leagues for that long a period of time and not much big league time when you throw a fastball like that.
Yep. So 2 outs, nobody on for Eric Ibar. He's been on base 3 times tonight. 2 singles and a hit by pitch. He looks at a strike. Eric also a stolen base and a run scored. Dane De La Rosa getting ready. Good bouncer to second. Wagner comes in, has himself a 1, 2, 3 inning. 7 complete here at the Big A. Toronto still on top by a run. We'll have 2, 3, and 4 coming up in the order to face Dane De La Rosa. This being his 50 games so far for De La Rosa.
Very durable for Mike Scioscia out of the bullpen. 4-1 mark with an ERA 3.93 for De La Rosa.
Pitching just under half the games for the Angels this year, 108th game of the season. He'll be facing Sturis, Bautista, and Encarnacion. 7 hits for Toronto, 11 for the Angels. De La Rosa last pitched in that Tuesday night game, 2/3 of an inning, allowed 3 runs on 3 hits, including a walk. Meiser tonight 0 for 2, had a walk and a run scored in the 4th. Loops on over to Howie, leaps up, makes a terrific catch, and there's out number 1.
Time to leap perfectly. We'll track that one down, get the first out of the inning. Well, early in the game, Mark Trumbo jumping it up and making a nice play. Howie doing the same. Always important to have Bautista come up with no one on.
First one to Bautista's down low. 1 for 3 tonight. Robbed of a home run in the 4th inning. That was that play J.B. Shuck made at the wall and left. One and one. Now 2 and 1. Three and one with Encarnacion on deck.
Trying to stay away, but off the plate. Bautista not swinging at that one out of the zone.
And a walk. Fifth issued by Angels pitchers tonight. One has scored, and that was in the 4th. Leadoff walk to Asturias. And now Dane to face Edwin Encarnacion, first baseman. 1 for 2. RBI single in the 4th inning. He walked in the 6th. Last batter that Tommy Hansen faced. Short lead for Bautista at first. The outfield straight around against Encarnacion. Good power for him as he swings through that one. Big rip. 0-2.
Well, he missed the pitch before at 93. Kind of backed up before seeing fastball, and he took it.
No balls and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the 8th. 5-4 Blue Jays lead. A 3-run 6th inning put them back in the lead. De La Rosa's 0-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Encarnacion. 2 outs.
Boy, that was a nasty pitch from De La Rosa. Boy, big time curveball. Boy, he snapped that breaking ball off. After a couple fastballs, pitch almost hit the plate. With that type of fight, you're going to get a swing like that, especially when you're ahead of the count. The importance of getting ahead of the count.
Bautista remains at first base. 2 outs now. Adam Lynn, the batter. The Angels in the bottom of the 8th inning will have Nelson, Shuck, and Iannetta due up. Looks like Steve Delabar will be coming into the game. 1-0. Adam Lynn tonight, the DH. A couple of fly balls to right and a walk. Here's Delabar. Nice story. That is Delabar pitching independent ball, broken elbow, working his way back to the big leagues.
That's some great numbers.
Ground ball towards short. Ibar is there, races to the bag. And the inning comes to an end. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning here at the Big A. 5-4 Toronto. Five to 4 Toronto. New pitcher on the mound. It is Steve Delabar, the right-hander, taking over. 46th game, a 5-1 record, a 2.40 ERA. Has a save, but it's Casey Jansen that is the closer for the Blue Jays. This kid, good arm.
Well, it jumps out at you. 72 strikeouts and 48 2/3 innings pitched. Fastball 93 to 97. Good slider, very, very good split finger fastball.
Delabar, 29 years of age, now 30 years of age. 29 at opening day. Yeah, it was originally in the San Diego Padres organization. 29th round pick in 03. Bounced around, as we pointed out. Missed 2009, 2010 with a broken elbow after pitching an independent ball. Then got signed back with Seattle. And then the Mariners traded him last year to the Blue Jays. Facing Chris Nelson. The first one is in for a strike. Nelson tonight 2 for 3. 2 runs batted in. Fastball at 93. And it's no balls and 2 strikes.
92 followed by a 93 mile-an-hour fastball.
Just inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. J.B. Shuck on deck, then Chris Iannetta. This is the 3 batters here in the 8th. Delabar taking over for Wagner, who faced, or had, I should say, a 1-2-3 7th, including a strikeout. This is out toward the alley in left center field. That's going to get down for extra bases. A one-hopper off the fence. Nelson on his way to second. The tying run in scoring position. A 3-hit game for Chris Nelson.
Boy, he's had some great swings, and that's when it doesn't pay off to play that shallow outfield, especially late in the game. Nelson splits that outfield and gets a double. This makes good contact with a power fastball. It goes a long way. 1 hops the wall. What a game so far for Chris Nelson. 2 singles and a double. Now you have J.B. Shuck. Maybe asked to bunt here. He's also had a nice game himself, 2 hits, including an outstanding defensive play in left field, robbing Bautista of a home run.
Well, Laurie, the third baseman's playing in, as is Encarnacion. Iannetta's on deck. You figure with a right-hander on the mound, and maybe Hank Conger will pinch hit. We'll see what happens. Iannetta's had a nice night overall. Shuck not showing button lines with the right field. Bautista moving over. Guys can't get it. That will bring in the tying run. Shuck running second. He's heading to third. It's an RBI triple. We are knotted at 5.
Boy, Bautista tried to track that ball down that J.B. Shuck swung at, but unable to cut off the angle, and it got by him. And J.B. Shuck, triple, double, single in the game, and robs Bautista of a home run. What a game for J.B.
All right, Calhoun, Nelson, and Shuck, each with 3-hit games, 13 hits for the Angels. Forces the infield in for Toronto. Nobody out, and Chris Iannetta will bat. 1 for 3 game for Iannetta, 2 RBI double. That was back in the 4th inning. Here's the first one. Check swing foul. It's 0-1.
And you're always going to try to do that as a pitcher. The man all third, your first pitch, you're going to run inside to try to jam a hitter, and that's exactly what Delabar did to Iannetta.
Top of the order, and Cole Calhoun on deck. Tied at 5 here in the 8th. Go ahead, run at third. 0-2.
Boy, 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Angels. 7 for 11 with 5 RBI.
Now the 0-2. Iannetta goes down swinging for out number 1.
Yeah, after a couple fastballs in, gets a split finger fastball and unable to make contact. Especially the second pitch for Iannetta. That looked like a pitch he can get the job done. Took the fastball in. Then Delabar with that very good split finger fastball gets a swing and miss.
Ernesto Frieri getting ready in the Angels bullpen. Infield still in for Toronto. Cole Calhoun tonight at the plate. 3 for 4. 3 singles and a strikeout. And that strikeout in the first inning was 10 pitches. That's what he worked in that first inning before he got punched out by Todd Redmond. Trout on deck. Here's the first one. And that is hammered out to right. Forget about it. Gone! First big league big fly for Cole Calhoun, and the Angels are on top 7-5.
What a smile on the face for Cole Calhoun. What a game. This is unbelievable what this team has done throughout this entire game. Some great at-bats. Cole Calhoun jumps on a high fastball, and that baseball got out in a second. Well, a lot of times in hockey games, they go to first star, second star, to third star of the game. There's a difficult choice here tonight. There's been some outstanding play. Cole Calhoun, J.B. Shuck, Chris Nelson, Chris Iannetta.
First big league home run for Cole. And his first 4-hit game in that leadoff spot as well. Trout takes a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
When you mentioned earlier that 1 out he made, 10 pitch at bat. That's a great swings the entire game.
Two balls and a strike. Trout 0 for 2. Ground out, a fly to right, and a couple of walks. One was an intentional walk in the 4th. A 3-run bottom of the 8th inning. The Angels leading at 7-5. 3-1. Hamilton on deck. Chris Nelson got it started. A double into the alley in left center field. And then J.B. Shuck with the RBI triple to tie it up. This one down the line, tailing toward the seats and out of play.
Got that first career home run. Lester retrieves it for Cole Calhoun.
There's the payoff. Trout found it back. I hope they got his name and information to give him some stuff.
Oh, there's no doubt it will be taken care of. Boy, impressive. The fight today by the Angels. Tell you what, we see one of the best plays all year by J.B. Shuck, and some just outstanding at bats from a number of key hitters in this lineup today.
Lays off. Did he go? No, it's the third walk that Trout has picked up in this game.
The man who loves Bull Durham crushes a home run.
One out, a man on. Hamilton hitless tonight, 0 for 4. Trout started to go and then stopped. 0-1 count. There's Frieri getting ready. Quick throw to first and Trout back. Fouled off the mast.
It's a pretty good swing too by Hamilton. Likely he'll see a split finger fastball now.
Hamilton goes down swinging for out number 2. So Howie will come up. 2 outs now. Trout at first. Kendricks had a 1 for 4 game. A single with a run scored in the 5th inning. Toronto, by the way, in the 9th. We'll have Rasmus, Laurie, and Tolley due up. Lefty, righty, and lefty against Ernesto Frieri. And then Bonifacio, if you get that far, he's a switch hitter. That's a balk. Trout will be awarded second base.
Yeah, when you have to throw to first base. If you disengage with the pitching rubber and step off, you don't have to throw over. Once you pivot your foot, you have to throw the first base.
So man in scoring position now for Howie. A little insurance run. Couldn't hurt.
Especially against this lineup that Toronto throws at you.
Oh, 1 pitch. 0-2. The Angels needing a single here to hit for the cycle in this inning. Double by Nelson, triple by Shuck, 2-run home run by Cole Calhoun. A walk to Trout.
Those two guys, great game. Chris Nelson, Cole Calhoun.
Foul back. Nelson certainly is atoned for the throwing error early on. They put Toronto up 1-0. That's in the dirt. Nice block by Tolley.
When you look back at this game so far, Chris Nelson's had a lot of really big at bats. They started it off with a double here in the 8th. Toronto was probably anticipating J.B. Shuck bunting. Got a fastball, jumped on it, and got it by Bautista for a triple.
Fouled off into the seats. Boy, nice play by a fan right behind the dugout, a Blue Jays fan. Reaching up with the glove.
Fortunate enough for the fans behind him, he brought his glove.
It's like John Olerud down there. Lefty.
He had a good glove.
Yeah. Another 1-2. Now he fouls this one back. $38,884 tonight. Big Bang Friday. Cole Calhoun providing a big bang here in the 8th. Snapping a 5-5 tie with his first major league home run. J.B. Shuck picking up his 3rd triple as Howie bounces this one up the line. We'll go foul, and Dino Ebel will get it.
Remember the offense in these first 2 games. 8 runs on 12 hits. 7 runs on 14 hits tonight.
A game up at the Coliseum, 2 Rangers leading Oakland 8-3 in the 9th. Here at 7-5 Angels. Now he strikes out swinging. The inning comes to an end, but the Halos strike for 3. Shuck with a big triple, and Cole Calhoun his first big league home run. We will head to the 9th. The Angels leading at 7-5.
A pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio. I like to see sunrise, see the love in my woman's eyes.
Angels baseball is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. And by 76. We're on the driver's side. Top of the ninth inning here at the Big A. The Angels up by the score of 7-5, courtesy of Cole Calhoun's first big league home run and first 4-hit game of his major league career. Ernesto Frieri takes over on the mound. The closer trying to finish this one off. He's got a new left fielder taking over for J.B. Shuck. It's Colin Cowgill. Frieri to face Rasmus, Laurie, and Tolley, 6, 7, and 8 for the Blue Jays.
Where Ernesto trying to bounce back. Tough road trip. 25 saves this season, 29 attempts. And big thing for Ernesto is the confidence. Get it back right away, command the fastball.
Dane De La Rosa, by the way, 1 inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Rasmus, the center fielder, takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. This one's fouled off to the left. Blue Jays center fielder 1 for 3, singled and scored in the second. Now the 1-1. Fouled off. Late on the fastball again. 1-2. One, two. Swing and a miss. Down goes Rasmus. There's down number 1.
Nice slider for Ernesto. Well, that's the pitch. Once he gets a better feel, we'll make the fastball even better. Hard, sharp slider. And that's twice now in this game. Rasmus has swung and missed at a slider down and in.
Brett Laurie, the batter, the first one up and away. Laurie, the third baseman, 1 for 3. Fouled back. Good hack at that fastball up. Mike Scioscia saying after the struggles that Ernesto had on the road that he's going to mix and match in the bullpen to try to close things out, but you knew he was going to try to build that confidence back up for Ernesto. 2-1.
Yeah, Mike Scioscia's done a great job during his career as the manager here with the Angels as far as making sure he gets his closers back on track as quick as possible. He's had a lot of real good ones during his tenure, that's for sure.
And that misses down and away. A 3-ball, 1 strikeout. Laurie lines one to left. That's going to go all the way to the wall. He's got some good speed. He will end up stopping at second with a 1-out double. Cowgill getting the baseball back in. Laurie is 7th double of the year.
Catcher at number 30, Josh Trumbo.
Put himself in a good hitter's count. He was able to jump on the fastball from Ernesto, and Laurie hit that right down the left field line for a double.
Josh Tolley, the catcher, at the plate. 0-1. Tolley 0 for 3 tonight. Tomorrow night, 6:05 start. Jared Weaver going for the Angels. Esmail Rogers going for Toronto. Off speed. 0-2.
So he's mixing a changeup and a slider so far amongst his 11 pitches thrown.
Back with it, fastball away. Count remains at no balls and 2 strikes.
You can see how late he was in the fastball because the pitch before was a changeup.
Laurie at second base. Just in. 1-2. Bonifacio, left fielder on deck. Now the 1-2. Fouled it back. Another fastball. If he feels confident enough to throw that breaking ball to Rasmus.
Yeah, down and in slider. 88, 89 on his slider. Trust Chris Iannetta to be able to keep that baseball in front of him in case he bounces it.
Almost got to expand a strike zone. Two and two, especially now that he's seen eye level wise that fastball up and away.
Yeah, you get that down and in slider is going to get him.
Two. Full count.
Because he's tracking that high fastball away. He knows it's out of the strike zone.
Casey Jansen lightly playing catch in the Blue Jays bullpen. He's their closer. Mike Butcher making the call down to the pen. Looks like it's Gutierrez getting ready. Now the 3-2. Tolley gets jammed, flares one down the line, foul. Gutierrez pitched last night. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Another 3-2. Swing and a miss. There it is. Good fastball, good movement. 2 down.
And in the inner half after a lot of fastballs away. Life on that fastball. At that level, no chance of making contact. If you do, you're pulling it foul. He tried to tuck his hands in, but unable to make contact.
There's Emilio Bonifacio. 2 for 3 tonight. Swings the first one, pops it up on the third base side, headed toward the seats. And an 0-1 count. Halos trying to make it 2 in a row over Toronto. Gave up their lead in the 6th inning when Toronto scored 3 times, took a 5-4 lead. The Angels with 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Jepson, De La Rosa did a nice job out of the bullpen.
0-1, a swing and a miss. Tardy on the fastball. 0-2. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Light that baby up as the Angels make it 2 in a row over the Blue Jays. Tonight, the final 7-5.
Boy, what a character victory for the Angels tonight, led by that man right there, Cole Calhoun, a 4-hit effort. First career home run, the go-ahead home run. As the Angels come back and beat the Blue Jays 7-5. Ernesto Frieri gets saved. Number 26, the victory goes to De La Rosa, 7-1. The loss, Delabar 5-2. But what balance in the lineup throughout. Great game by Chris Iannetta, also behind the plate throughout. 3 would-be base stealers, a big base hit. Chris Nelson, a solid game himself, a 3-hit game. Eric Ibar, a couple-hit game. J.B. Shock, what a game he had. Also single, double, triple, robbed Jose Bautista of a would-be 2-run home run. Balance, attack throughout the entire game. Great effort by Cole Calhoun. What a job he did. His first career home run, including in a 4-hit game. Outstanding effort throughout for this Halo club, coming back and winning the game, second game in the series against the Blue Jays. And Jose's down there with a number of big heroes down there for the Halos tonight. Take it away, Jose.
Hey, thanks a lot, Mark. Where both of you have a big part in this big win for the Angels. First of all, let's go to the defensive side. I mean, the fans really enjoyed the catch, and that was by not Eric Ibar. We go from talking about the catch to talk about the pie in the face, and I think there might be a little more. That's all to wash it off. JB, I mean, talk about that ball going up in the sky from Jose Bautista. When did you think you had a chance to make that play?
I don't know. You hit it pretty high, so I just tried to get back to the wall and saw it coming down and just jumped and got the glove on it.
How many times have you robbed home runs at any level?
I think that might be my first.
Let's go to the offensive side. 4 hits, first home run. First of all, are you okay?
I can't see anything.
You're not running away from the camera, though, big guy. Listen, talk about contributing to the ball club, leading off. It doesn't matter where you play. How do you feel about what you've seen from this ball club, especially the last couple of nights?
This is fun. This is what we want to do. We come out here to play hard and put on a good show.
And I know Mike Trout did a good job once again training you for this interview. What did you think about the play? Because we also saw your reaction after JB made outstanding play.
Oh, I was so excited for him. I was trying to get his attention, but he wasn't paying attention to me. But I was stoked.
Thank you very much. Continue.
Thank you.
JB, what you see from this ball club, respond the last couple of nights, as a guy's been here for a while, how does that make you feel?
It feels great. This is a great team win, and, this is how we're going to start playing, and we can keep going, hopefully.
Thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you.
The man of the catch for this season, J.B. Shuck, and along him, Cole Calhoun. Angels Live. Coming up next is Victor Rojas and Tim Salmon. We'll break it all down. Another big win for the Halos.